Hello everyone. In this video we shall solve one more example on non-linear first order partial differential equation of type 2. The given problem here is to solve the partial differential equation p square equal to z square into bracket 1 minus p into q. We can observe here that the terms p into q and p square, even this term z square, they all make the differential equation non-linear, and since the terms are dy by dz by dx and dz by dy, they are of first order. Therefore the differential equation is a first order non-linear PDE, and it is containing only z, p and q terms. No x is there and no y is there. Therefore this is of the type number 2. So that we have to identify in the beginning, and after identifying that, let us go for the solution. So first step is to call the given differential equation as equation number 1. Now let us make an important substitution u equal to x plus ay. In the previous video I have explained you how this substitution help us in converting this PDE into an ordinary differential equation. So let us call it as equation number 2. If this is the substitution we consider, it gives us the value of p, which is in fact dou z by dou x. The value of dou z by dou x, by making use of chain rule and this expression number 2, becomes dz by du. That is, you can refer to my video 9, that is 9th video, in which I have explained you how to get the value of p and the value of q as dz by du and a dz by du respectively. So please have a watch on that video to get the extra information on these values. Now let us substitute these values into equation number 1, so as to have from equation number 1 the value of p square is the square of this bracket, that is dz by du whole square, and our RHS it is z square as it is, and into the bracket 1 as it is, minus p value is dz by du and q value is a dz by du. And now we are observing here that only the ordinary derivatives are involved in the differential equation. Therefore the differential equation is now becoming an ordinary differential equation. So through this substitution we have converted the given partial differential equation into an ordinary differential equation. Even though it is a non-linear ODE, it can be solved very easily. So how to solve it? Let us proceed. On LHS, keep this dz by du whole square as it is, whereas on RHS we can take this 1 minus dz by du whole square into a, that is a into dz by du whole square. We can write it as by multiplying the two brackets together, and in the next step let us keep this dz by du whole square as it is on LHS, whereas on RHS let us multiply this thing within the bracket, z square into 1 z square minus z square into a into that bracket dz by du whole square. And in the next step let us take this quantity to the left hand side, so it becomes plus. So it is a dz by du whole square plus, this is plus on LHS, plus z square into a into dz by du whole square, and on RHS it is simply z square. Now here we can take this bracket as a common factor, that is dz by du, we can take its square, we can take its this bracket as a common factor, then here it will be 1 for the first term plus a into z square or z square into a for the second term, and on RHS it is z square as it is. So this is the simplification. Now we shall transfer this to the other side, so it will become dz by du whole square on LHS as it is, whereas on RHS z square divided by 1 plus z square into a. And now we want to have only dz by du, so dz by du, if we keep here and take this power to that side, it will become whole to the power 1 by 2, or we can call it as taking square root on both sides. That gives us z to the power of 2 whole to the power of 1 by 2 is z divided by 1 plus z square a to the power 1 by 2. That is under root of this bracket we are having. So this is an ordinary differential equation, and it can be now solved by separating the variables. So take this quantity to the left hand side. So it becomes square root of, let us write it as 1 plus z square into a divided by z into dz equals to, here everything has come to the left hand side, 1 will be remaining on the right hand side, 1 into du becomes du here. So after this, now we have to integrate this. So before going to integrate, let us simplify this term on LHS. So here root divided by root 1 plus z square divided by z is there. So it is better to rationalize the numerator. So in order to rationalize the numerator, multiply by root of 1 plus z square a and divide by the same quantity 1 plus z square a to the existing quantity. What is the existing quantity? Root of 1 plus z square a divided by z dz as it is in front of that, and that is equal to d. Now this root into root becomes full, therefore it is 1 plus z square a divided by z root of 1 plus z square a into dz, that is equal to du. So we have multiplied the numerators and written it as 1 plus z square a bracket divided by, we have multiplied these two and written like this. So now in the next step, let us integrate on both sides. So let us integrate on both sides. When we take integral, it is the integration of 1 plus z square a divided by z into root of 1 plus z square a into dz, that is equal to on RHS integral of 1 with respect to u. Now in the next step, here we shall separately divide to the numerator with the denominator. So 1 divided by this plus z square a divided by this, and we shall separate the integrals. So that is going to give us integral of 1 divided by z root of 1 plus z square a, this is the first term, plus the second term is z square a divided by root of 1 plus z square a into close this bracket and then dz as it is at the end, that is equal to integral of 1 with respect to u is u plus constant of integration, let us take it as c. Now we have to evaluate these two integrals. So the first integral is integral of 1 by z into root of 1 plus z square a dz, plus the second integral is here in this term I have forgotten to write z in front of this. So z cancels, it is a into z divided by root of 1 plus z square a into dz, that is equal to u plus c. And now let us call it as the first integral. Let us call it as the first integral I1 plus this is the second integral I2, that is equal to u plus c on RHS. Take it as equation number 3. Now our duty here is to evaluate I1, that is the first integral, and I2, that is the second integral. Now consider I1. So what is I1? I1 is integral of we can write this, okay, in the first step we shall keep it as it is 1 divided by z root of 1 plus z square a with respect to z. Now here we can take z square common and this is integral of 1 divided by z as it is here, and here it is z square. If we take common, it comes outside the square root as z. because z square under root becomes z outside the root, and here within the square root it becomes 1 by z square plus this is a as it is, because with this term z square is multiplied. When z square is taken outside, a remains as it is. Here no z square term is there, therefore it should be divided by z square. So dz as it is here in front of that. Once again I will explain you what I have done here. In this square root we have taken z square common, so when it comes outside the square root it becomes z, and the thing remaining within the square root will be, with this only a will be remaining because z square has been taken outside, and here no z square term is there, therefore it is 1 divided with z square remaining. So now this is 1 by z square as it is here, 1 divided by z square, or otherwise before going to proceed further we shall take a substitution. Let us take a substitution. 1 by z equal to t. Take 1 by z equal to t, or z equal to 1 by t, and that makes dz equal to differential of LHS is dz, differential of RHS is 1 by t, differential is minus 1 by t square into dz, that is, sorry, dt, that is. So this is the substitution which we are going to substitute it here, and now what we are observing with this substitution, what happens to this integral? 1 by z into z, 1 by z square, 1 by z square means t square in the numerator, divided by square root of 1 by z square is nothing but t square in the square root plus a as it is, and here in place of dz it is minus 1 by t square dt, and this t square cancels, it is simply minus taken outside, integral of dt divided by square root of t square plus, it can be written as root a whole square. So it is just like the integral of 1 divided by square root of x square plus a square with respect to x is sine hyperbolic inverse, of x by a. This formula we are going to use, and by using this formula what happens here, minus sine hyperbolic inverse of t by root a. T by root a we are having here for this integral, the value, and now let us substitute the value of t back. Minus sine hyperbolic inverse of t value is 1 by z, so it is 1 by z into root a as it is. So this is the value of the first integral I1. So call it as equation number 4. We have evaluated the first integral, that is this thing, as I1 here in equation number 4. Now let us go for I2, that is this second integral. So let us consider the second integral again. When we consider I2, what is I2? It is integral of a into z divided by root of 1 plus z square a dz. So here it is very simple integral. In fact, if you look at the previous example which we have seen in the previous video, it is very much similar to that. So let us evaluate this integral by making use of the substitution again. What is the substitution here? 1 plus z square into a. So here we will put 1 plus z square into a equal to again t. So that implies differential on LHS is 0 plus 2za dz equal to dt. So here we are having az into dz. We are having az into dz. This much we are having. We are not having 2. Therefore, the value of the numerator becomes integral of az dz. Az dz is equal to dt by 2 whole divided by, this is root of this entire thing, we called it as a t. So therefore now it is the value of this integral. Now we shall write down, that is I2 equals to 1 by 2 here outside as it is. So the integral of t to the power of minus half is t to the power of minus half plus 1, that is it is plus half divided by plus half. So this 2 cancelled with this 2, it is t to the power half, t to the power half remaining, and the value of t is it is 1 plus z square a. So it is 1 plus z square a to the power 1 by 2. So the value of I2 we have obtained here in this step. Let us call it as equation number 5. Now the value of I2 we have got in equation number 5. The value of I1 we have got in equation number 4. Therefore using 4 and 5, using the values which we obtain in 4 and 5 in equation number 3. What is equation number 3? Let us see here. On LHS will be I1 plus I2, and on RHS U plus C. That is the solution which we are doing here. That is equation number 3. So let us substitute these two values I1 and I2 here in equation number 3 from equations 4 and 5 respectively. So that gives us, that is I1 value is sine hyperbolic inverse of 1 by z into root a with minus sign, plus I2 value just now we have obtained, it is 1 plus a into z square to the power 1 by 2 equals to, on RHS it is u plus c. And now let us substitute the value of u back and get the final solution. That is minus sine hyperbolic inverse of 1 divided by z root of a plus, it is square root of, we can write it as plus 1 plus a z square, and our RHS u value is x plus a y plus c as it is. So this is the complete integral. This is the required complete integral of the given PDE. Why it is the required complete integral? It is complete integral because it has been obtained by the process of integration, and also it is containing that many number of arbitrary constants as many number of independent variables available in the differential equation. We have seen that x and y are the two independent variables present in the given partial differential equation, and in the complete integral we are observing there are two arbitrary constants a and c. Therefore this solution which we obtained is the complete integral, and this is an important problem in fact, and it is a lengthy problem which we have solved in a very systematic way. So with this I hope you got a better idea of solving first order non-linear partial differential equations of type 2, that is which contain only p, q and z terms, no x and no y terms. So with this let me conclude. In the next video we shall consider the first order non-linear partial differential equations of type 3. Thank you very much.